The public at a John McCain presidential campaign event in Cincinnati this morning heard Senator Obama's middle name used as insult and innuendo, and the possible next president of the United States called a hack and a fraud. Our fourth story in the countdown, more conveniently for the racism and religious intolerance happily brandished at a McCain event. The candidate himself was not yet in the hall when the words were spoken, thus providing Senator McCain with the opportunity to play Swift Boat Plus, also known as the Captain Renault ploy from Casablanca. I'm shocked to find that slander is going on here. The litany of name-calling from a local radio talk show host in Cincinnati, well known for trading in such racism and hatred, named Bill Cunningham. 3 times using Senator Obama's middle name, Hussein, calling Obama a hack and the fraud from Chicago.
The stooges from the New York Times, CBS, the Clinton Broadcasting System, NBC, the Nobody But Clinton Network, the All Bill Clinton Channel, ABC, and the Clinton News Network at some point is going to peel the bark off Barack Hussein Obama. That day will come.
Peel the bark off. Mr. Cunningham apparently not smart enough to understand how close he came there to being guilty of trying to incite physical violence against the presidential candidate. Cunningham also said that the world leaders who want to kill us will be singing Kumbaya, only he mispronounced Kumbaya, around the table with Barack Obama. Senator McCain later took the same stage at Memorial Hall in downtown Cincinnati. No reference to Cunningham's remarks. McCain told reporters afterwards he had never met Mr. Cunningham and was not even in the building when Cunningham spoke, allowing McCain to take responsibility and apologize long after those in the audience were gone.
I have repeatedly stated of my respect for Senator Obama and Senator Clinton, that I will treat them with respect. I will call them Senator. We will have a respectful debate, as I have said on hundreds of occasions. I regret any comments that may be made about these 2 individuals who are honorable Americans.
Senator's advisors say they had no advanced knowledge of Cunningham's comments. McCain said he would not allow anything like that to happen again. The Obama campaign said it appreciated McCain's remarks. Mr. Cunningham has now declared on his radio show that he feels betrayed by McCain's reaction. And if Senator McCain still has time to speak with one voice when it comes to sleazy attacks, the battle of the 2 McCains continues on the lobbyists' front. The latest, that the senator may have tried to spare a Republican colleague an election year embarrassment in a Senate committee investigation in 2006 about the activities of disgraced, now jailed lobbyist Jack Abramoff. At issue, according to the Huffington Post's Sam Stein, a 2002 email from Abramoff to one of his aides in which Abramoff sought the help of the Alabama governor, Republican Bob Riley. The committee, headed by McCain, did not say whether it thought the contents of the email were fact or fiction, and it did not release the email in its final report. More on that presently. But first, a reminder of McCain's oft-used line on Abramoff.
Ask Jack Abramoff if I'm an insider in Washington. You probably have to go during visiting hours in the prison. And he'll tell you, and his lobbyist cronies, of the change I made there.
I don't know if he wants that answered or not. Let's bring in MSNBC political analyst, Air America radio host Rachel Maddow. Good evening, Rachel.
Hi, Keith.
To the bully Cunningham in a moment. First, what is the McCain-Abramoff story here exactly?
2006, John McCain was the head of Senate in the Indian Affairs Committee. The report on Abramoff was designed to figure out the reach of the Abramoff scandal, how far that corruption spread. And we now know, because of Sam Stein's reporting, that one of the things the committee had in terms of evidence was an email from Jack Abramoff saying what he expected from Alabama Governor Bob Riley in exchange for Abramoff contributions and Abramoff client contributions to Riley's campaign. We know that Riley took those contributions. We know he did what Abramoff was demanding from him. And now we know the missing piece, because of those emails, that Abramoff had formulated those essentially as the demands that went along with the contributions. What we don't know now is why John McCain never published those emails, why he sat on that and let that report be published without once including Bob Riley's name in that report.
All right, so what it's looking like here is we're going to get a McCain lobbyist story an average of every 2.3 days. There's going to be a new one. But now we did have something new on the spectrum, at least as far as McCain was concerned, this story about this fellow Cunningham in Cincinnati. Just today, Mark Halperin, a political blogger, listed things that McCain could do to Obama that Senator Clinton cannot. Let me read number 6 exactly. Allows some supporters to risk being accused of using the race card when criticizing Obama. Could McCain not have known who this Cunningham was? I mean, I knew him, everything I needed to know about him from blogs for months and years. Or that he'd called Obama a, quote, sleeper cell. Like Obama was an entire sleeper cell by himself, mind you. Is it plausible that him or somebody who's working under complete authority of John McCain, had no idea who this guy was.
First, I think it should be we should just note for a moment what Mark Halperin did with this list.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to have the RNC polling on just how racist they can get in their campaigning before they tip over. It's another thing to have Mark Halperin at Time Magazine recommending that they go racist against Barack Obama. But in terms of John McCain and this Cunningham guy, I believe that you don't necessarily hold every politician accountable for everything done by everybody who's ever given them money, by every half-brother, by their kids, by their ex-wives, by everybody. Things that they can't control, you don't hold them accountable for. But when it's their campaign, picking somebody to introduce the candidate in the middle of the presidential campaign, yeah, you hold them accountable for that, and you got to take, I think, take with a big grain of salt any repudiation of those comments.
And the repudiation after the fact was commendable. The exact quote was, "I will make sure nothing like this happens again." But McCain did not say that to the crowd.
Yeah.
Is this not like the way he laughed when that woman in North Carolina, I guess it was, or South Carolina, I can't remember, who asked him about Hillary Clinton, quote, "How do we beat the bitch?" And then he laughed and said it was an excellent question. And then later on he seemed to sort of try to back away from it. This isn't about Bill Cunningham being, a pig. This is a question of John McCain's judgment in action at the moment.
Yes.
And maybe he got it right 45 minutes later, but what happened at the moment? He failed, didn't he?
Yes, and to profess shock at something usually implies that you immediately feel the shock when the thing happens. It doesn't mean that after you talk to your advisors 45 minutes later and the crowd is gone, then you retroactively feel shocked. If you really are shocked by these things, you react in the moment. You really do make sure they don't happen again. You don't laugh them off for the benefit of the crowd and those around you.
And I'd never understood this. It always pays to apologize, even if you're insincere about it. Yeah. Why wouldn't he come out and make a big deal about it with the crowd? Why wouldn't somebody say it to him as he's going onto the stage?
Well, why didn't he tell the woman who called Hillary Clinton that, I mean, at this point he's going along with it. That's what makes it not credible that he was shocked by these things.
Another list to keep. Rachel Maddow of Air America and MSNBC, as always, a pleasure to talk to you. We'll talk to you again after the debate.
Indeed.